Forget Atlantis. Forget El Dorado. There's a new mystery brewing, deeper than the Tigris, older than the pyramids. Beneath the drying bones of the Euphrates, a hidden door has creaked open. Not to reveal treasures or forgotten cities, but something different. Something colder, older, and far more terrifying. They call it the Gatekeeper, an ancient tomb hidden for millennia beneath the river's wrath. Now, with the Euphrates turning to dust, the Gatekeeper stands exposed, a gaping maw in the earth, whispering forbidden secrets. They say curiosity killed the cat. What about ambition, greed, or the primal, bone-deep fear of the unknown? Because whatever lies within the Gatekeeper, it's calling. And some, driven by madness or something far darker, are answering. Throughout history, the Euphrates River has been through a number of important events that have shaped its role in the growth of societies. Babylon, an old city, knew that the Euphrates was a key to their success and used it wisely for river transportation. The river's importance in the area was set by this early knowledge of how to handle water. After the Treaty of Laon, countries fought over how to control the Euphrates River. This was a turning point in the river's history. When it was signed in 1946, this treaty set the rules for how the river's water supplies would be shared and managed. Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, on the other hand, built their own dams to use the Euphrates for their own purposes out of self-interest. The building of this dam caused a big difference in how the water flowed along the river. These acts had very bad results, causing difficulties, disputes, and the need for help from other countries. Each country trying to get the water it needed, which hurt places further downstream, especially Iraq. The Euphrates was once a beautiful river. The areas downstream had dry land, problems with farming, and less water, while the areas upstream did well thanks to electrical power and economic growth made possible by their dam projects. When the Euphrates dried up, it had terrible effects on the places further downstream. The situation for the 9 million Syrians who lived near the Euphrates became very bad because of drought, crops that were dying, and towns that were thirsty for water. People who lived on the river went through hard times and lost hope when it changed from a source of life and growth. Islamic beliefs say that there is a prophecy that says the Euphrates River, which has been a source for many societies, will dry up. Many followers are very interested in and guessing about this promise because they think that the event will reveal amazing riches, often represented by the phrase, "mountain of gold hiding under the water of the river." Hadiths, which are holy books in Islam, are where the promise comes from. They are stories that Prophet Muhammad told others. People think that when the Euphrates stops flowing, important and valuable findings will be made that could lead to both economic growth and changes in the political situation. The phrase "mountain of gold" is a figure of speech that refers to great wealth and success. Several parts of the Bible, especially the book of Revelation, talk about what the Bible says about the Euphrates River. Within this forecast, a major event is predicted in which the Euphrates River will cease to flow. People say that this event is one of a number that will happen to mark the end of the world. In the bigger picture of biblical apocalypse, the specific mention of the Euphrates River has apocalyptic and symbolic meaning. Revelation is a book from the Bible that talks about the end of the world and how angels are set free from the dry Euphrates River. The pictures and ideas in the text are very symbolic and metaphorical. They show how divine and spiritual forces are affecting the events that have happened in the last few years of human history. The release of these angels is shown as an exciting and important event, which adds a magical factor to the story. There are different ideas among philosophers and religious experts about how to understand the book of Revelation, which has a part to play with the Euphrates River prophecy. Some people take these texts seriously and think that the Euphrates River will actually dry up in the future, which will be a literal fulfillment of the promise. Others look at it in a more symbolic or allegorical way, saying that the pictures have deeper spiritual and figurative meanings and show bigger changes in religion or politics during the end times. The secret cave under the Euphrates River has become an important historical site that tells us a lot about old ceremonies and events. The cave is very important because it was once a holy place where religious events and practices took place. The Euphrates River, was seen as a source of life and fertility, so it's possible that the cave was a special place for religious ceremonies and events. Ancient people saw rivers as holy because they were thought to connect them to gods and ancestors. Because the cave is close to the Euphrates, people may have thought of it as a way to reach the spirit world and connect with the supernatural forces that reside in the river. As researchers dug deeper into the secret cave, they found amazing things like writings, symbols, and holy artifacts. These results give us a lot of knowledge about the faith views of the people who used to live in that area. There are clues about their events, routines, and prayers written on the walls of caves. These hints shed light on the spiritual practices that were important to their daily lives. Some of the symbols found in the cave help us understand the religious meanings and cultural significance of certain pictures. Also, the religious artifacts that were found in the cave are physical proof of the material culture that went along with old religious practices. These artifacts include things that were used for ceremonies and rites. The echoing sounds and shadows inside the cave make its link to religious rituals even stronger. These traits probably made the cave feel even more holy, which made the religious ceremonies that took place inside it even more deep and emotionally important. The cave shows how the ancient people's religious views, the Euphrates River's holy status, and the practices that happened in this secret refuge all work together in a complicated way. An important historical find is the finding of an old city that came back to life from the Euphrates River. This amazing event happened during a severe drought, which made the water levels drop, revealing the remains of a city that had been buried. This city is important to history because it was part of the Mitanni Empire, which was an old society that existed before Christ was born. The rise of the city gives us important information about how old powers worked and how they interacted with each other, which helps us understand the historical background of that time. The old city, which was part of the Mitanni Empire, is a real link to a time long ago. It gives researchers and historians a unique chance to learn more about the socioeconomics, politics, and social structures of that time. The Mitanni Empire was once a major player in the area. It fought and allied with other strong powers, and the finding of this underwater city adds to the story of the old world. Beyond its historical value, protecting the hidden city's history becomes the most important thing. Expert archaeologists are working hard to study and record the buildings, artifacts, and writings that they find at the site. Keeping this history alive not only helps us learn more about past cultures, but it also makes sure that future generations can explore the ruins of this long-lost city and learn from the lessons they hold. Please feel free to share your ideas and thoughts in the sections below. What do you think is hidden in the cave that can't be opened? How might that change the way we think about past civilizations? Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to find out about our newest titles.